Hello. We are a few days into the new year now, and we're feeling good. I've had quite the slow start, which has felt so nice. I feel like it goes with that thing of like how with nature cycles, January, oh, my battery's dying. Isn't it always? Will she ever just charge the camera? No, I won't. Okay, great. How January isn't really kind of like a like natural start of a new year cycle, how that really would be spring, which makes a lot of sense. And I do feel like, well, I just said that makes sense. It makes a lot of sense to me. However, I personally like the idea of January New Year only because I think I like because this is kind of when, we're really getting into winter, slowing down. I like the idea of starting the new year slowly in this way. And I guess the way I see it is like kind of starting this new year, entering it slowly, kind of feeling it out, spending this time planning. And then when spring comes, it's, that reawakening. It's like, that's when things get in motion. I don't know. I guess that's just a combining of the two ideas. Anyways, but it's been very nice because I took some days off of work, so I actually haven't been there since I have to think. The Friday before Christmas, because I worked on Monday, but we work at home on Mondays, so I haven't been at the library, which actually has felt quite long. It's been nice, but like, I kind of miss being there, I have to say. Anyway, but that aside, it's been nice kind of having this time off to get into the things I want to get into and like be able to feel them out without having a super busy schedule, because it's felt like a thing of like I can really kind of get into them and see how it works, and I think that's going to make the transition a lot easier to when I just inevitably don't have as much time when I'm back at work. So I've really been loving it. I'm into the first week of the Gamify. That's been going great. This is my first card. It says it's the Numina. I used that little Forest Fae deck to like tape cards in, I think. There goes the little righty thing. I think I talked about it last month, but that was a while now, so I'll just say that. I got the Numina, which says seek inspiration in twilight wanderings. So cool. I loved that for this week again because my theme has been slowness for most of this week, other than like New Year's Eve. Other than that though, slowness. So yeah, I've really been keeping up with it, doing good. I think you'll probably actually have already seen it by now, because I think I want to film a video going over like all my journals and planner things I'm doing for the year, which I don't think I've ever done a video like that. I always get nervous to do, even though it is tarot related in some ways because I've got tarot journals, and like even with this I put cards in there. I get nervous sometimes to do videos on different topics because I'm like, oh, do people even want to see my journals? But at the same time, I want to talk about it, so we're gonna do it. My nose is itchy, so sorry. Been enjoying that. Really been enjoying this guy with the daily journaling. Should I show? Let's show. Because I'm excited about it. So what I've been doing, like we gotta flip it around, is on these weekly pages, I have been collecting quotes, and I think it's gonna be so fun. I think I talked about what I'm doing here, but I'm just gonna, well, and it'll be in that video. I don't know, anyways, I'm just excited about it. So you're gonna see it like 3 times over, so sorry. But yes, so this is coming from just books I'm reading. This one came from a guidebook that I pulled it's the Herbarium Oracle I pulled a card from that day. This was just a random one that felt nice for the new year, and just decorating it with stickers. These are my Lisa Frank stickers. Probably legitimate vintage at this point. I found them in my desk drawer, my old childhood desk drawer at my parents' house, and this is the first time I'm sticking them on stuff. Very proud of myself. Usually I hoard things like that, but we're not. I stuck it on something. And then, where's my monthly? Oh, I gotta do my one for yesterday. I've just been doing these little sticker icons, and then I got this Snoopy Feelings stamp. Oh, so good. Just kind of like highlighting whatever I did that day. So as you can see, some very slow days going on, but that's great, and I love it. So then, let's just take a look. These have been true like journal entries, but I've been taking out sticker sheets. Oh, over here too is where I'm going to keep my list going of my new decks I get in for the month, because I was doing it in my work planner, but 1, that was running out of space in the extra pages, and 2, this is where we're keeping the fun stuff, and that's a fun thing for me. So I've just been picking out one of my sticker sheets and using it depending on the theme. This was a big book day for me because I finished a book and started another one, and this was yesterday. Oh, I just love it. I think it's gonna be so fun to like flip through at the end of each month. I think probably also on this page somewhere, now realizing this takes up a lot of space, but I think we can do it like on the side. I want to put my like random favorites of the month. I put my deck favorites in my tarot journal, although I might end up just like putting it here too, just as a like concise record keeping, because that's really what this is turning out to be. It's like a record keeping journal, really, in planner form. So yeah, that's exciting. The other thing, I did open my envelope. I think for now, for this year, I'm probably going to end up opening them off camera because they feel a little bit more spiritual practice-y. So it just felt nice to do it that way, but I will still show. So this is my Weaver's card for the month. It is Copper, Shaman Weaver of Rivers. Oh my gosh, my voice is going. Excuse me. And from what I've gathered, it seems like each of the cards, sometimes it says it right on the title, but sometimes it's just in the entry, has a coordinating animal, which is really exciting. So the coordinating animal for this card is Heron, which is all about patience, stability, balance, things of that sort. And what I gathered so far from this card is, to me, it really felt like slowing down, connection to self and others through connecting with the self kind of thing. I don't know. Still exploring it. Again, these really feel like cards. I'm happy I'm doing this because it feels already like I want a month with this. But yeah, I think that's the update so far. Very excited for these practices. We'll see how it goes. Hello there, everybody. Let's just get right into it because I am nervous. I also clicked a button on my camera that has definitely changed a setting because we are zoomed in. That's fine. I'm just gonna hope for the best that this is like doing what it needs to do, but honestly, we're talking today, so it doesn't really matter. As long, well, if it's recording, then we're good. Anyway, so feeling nervous, eek. aren't I always with these tarot and neurodivergence, yet it always feels rewarding. But I think, okay, this one I think is making me feel extra nervous because I know whenever that word collecting comes up, it feels like there are many parts of the room that goes, sometimes it feels like a loaded word for some reason, and I don't mean to like, oh my gosh, we're already starting out saying crazy things. What I'm trying to say is that I'm not trying to like, because this is, you know, the conversation around collecting of like, should you, shouldn't you, or what's the magic number, like, you know, that has like, that seems to like cycle through, it seems, and I do not mean, I'm not here to like stir that conversation. I already feel like I know what I'm gonna title this video, and like I'm almost like nervous, like because of that word, the word collecting, that it's gonna be like clickbaity. But that's not my meaning. I'm just already know in my brain that I'm like, I can't think of what else to like use, because I want to talk about collecting. And like just my personal whys and how I've discovered recently how it is so I don't even want to say connected, but like due to my neurodivergence. So again, I'm not here to like stir any conversation in that way. I think more so what I am interested in is like the feelings of shame that can come with collecting, and I think perhaps I don't want to speak for others, but I think what I have perceived is that there is a like a automatic worry of judgment when it comes to this sort of thing. And what I want to talk about today though is something that has really helped me like work past feeling like I need to feel shame, and like also feeling really good in saying that like, yes, I do collect decks, like I read tarot, I, you know, really enjoy getting really deeply into a lot of my decks, but I do also collect them, like I do. And I think maybe the good place to start is the inspiration for this, other than talking to my therapist. It's because I was telling her about this new show on PBS Kids called Carl the Collector. And I have up here on my computer, if you see me looking here, it's one because I have their official description of Carl the Collector instead of me trying to just explain it to you and going off in all different directions. But then I did make a little sticky note, a little computer sticky note of things that, of my main points here. I know, it's called growth. You're seeing it live in action. Anyways, okay, Carl the Collector, PBS Kids, free to watch. If you haven't heard of it, haven't seen it, it's free to watch on their website. Public broadcasting. I just love that so much. I love that so much. Okay. Description. Carl the Collector follows the everyday adventures of Carl, a warm-hearted autistic raccoon who enjoys collecting things and loves his friends and family in Fuzzy Town. Carl pays extraordinarily close attention to detail and comes up with unique ideas that others might not consider. These traits have helped him amass his extensive collections, from autographs and bottle caps to fake mustaches, pet rocks, sweaters, and virtually everything in between, which can come in handy for solving problems around the neighborhood with his friends. In each episode, Carl and his friends work and play together, and in the process find out what makes each of them who they are. As a perfectionist, when Carl does something, he wants to do it well. He sometimes struggles with anxiety in new situations and has difficulty when things don't go according to plan. like in the episode The Fall, when Nico trips and falls and Carl freezes up, unsure of how to help. In the fake mustache collection, Nico grows frustrated that no one can tell her and Arugula apart until Carl uses his great eye for detail to help address Nico's concern. Another episode, Whole Lotta Lotta, finds Lotta determined to express the fullness of her personality after she is nicknamed Headphone Girl by another kid at school because of the headphones she wears for her sensitivity to loud noises. Carl the Collector spotlights neurodiverse characters while exploring and celebrating the entire spectrum of humanity, said creator and executive producer Zachariah Ahora. The world of Fuzzytown is designed to be a place where all viewers will see themselves or someone they know in it. We hope Carl and his friends will encourage empathy and understanding and ultimately show that everyone benefits when we recognize and embrace our differences. I'm kind of skimming here to get to the main bits, but I think that summarizes it well. It's so magical. So magical, even, and especially if you personally are also neurodivergent in some way, or just are close to someone who, like, the healing I have felt inside watching this show. I've watched it multiple times through. I love it so much. And what I really love is the whole show is based around Carl's collections. Each episode is centered around a different collection. And sort of how I have, from watching the show, what I've seen is that you can really tell that Carl uses these collections as a way to make sense of the world around him, to make sense of his interpersonal relationships, like it says, to kind of like solve problems and just work through things. And from watching this show and sort of thinking about that, and again, talking to my therapist, she's great. Oh my gosh. I talk a lot on the internet. Anyway, I have really, really, really come to realize that this is also something I have done my whole life. I have always said that I have a collector gene. It turns out that that was just inherited neurodivergence, but I still like to say a collector gene. And this is a common, from what I have seen and talked about with others and read, it's a very, very, very common experience for, I think, ADHD, question mark, certainly autism. Again, not everyone, but just a lot of people, because it's really related to that idea of special interest. A common feature is like collecting things around the special interest. And I just find that like such an interesting thread of something I've always done, which is I've always collected something. Is not only, it's not even just can be related to my neurodivergence, it is because of it. And that has been such a cool discovery, and of course brings me to my biggest and most special feeling collection, truly, yet meaning like what, like truly, like whole life, maybe other than like I do love my stuffed animals, but that's an always ongoing collection too. But my deck collection, like I just making this connection in my head, watching this show, seeing the importance of Carl's collections to him, the happiness it brings him, how special it is, how it helps him make sense of the world. It just was this total like, oh my gosh, that's what I'm doing. Like that's exactly what I am doing with my decks. That's why this has felt like the most special collection yet, because decks and tarot is like so just in and of itself, like lends itself to making sense of the world anyway. I feel like I'm going all over the place just because I've really been on this idea for a few weeks now, and I just haven't quite figured out the words to put to it, and I finally just had to sit down and start talking, because I know that's how I always feel with these videos. I never know how to put things in words, so I just need to start talking and then post it. So, yes. Where was I going with this? Okay, so again, this word, collection, again, I'm really not trying to, like, stir anything, or, like, stir anything that feels, like, negative to anyone. Like, I'm hoping that's not how it's coming off, because I really am sharing, like, trying to share this really positive revelation to me of not that I have in recent time been feeling any sort of shame around having a very extensive deck collection, but it is a feeling I have had before. And when these conversations around collecting have come up before, it is something that has, like, I've really questioned if I'm doing something that is, like, quote unquote okay, which of course, like, if I like it, it's okay, that's fine, you know, but it has taken time to come around to that, and this feels like the final thing to just really make it click in my head of, like, this is why I'm doing it. This is why, like, for me personally, it's such a huge positive, and I figured maybe some of you can relate. I understand this is different for everyone, and, you know, maybe it doesn't come up in, like, feel-good ways for everyone, but, you know, anyway, I just wanted to share this because it just was such a connection. So, anyway, through my thinking on it, I wanted to just talk about why collecting decks, having an extensive collection, has done and continues to do so much good for me as a neurodivergent person, specifically, like, with that lens specifically. So, as it relates to Carl the Collector, I won't keep talking about Carl the Collector because I understand, like, if you haven't seen it, that's gonna make no sense. So, I'm probably off my soapbox a little bit about that, but, like, seriously watch it. It's so good. It's so good. Okay, so I think my main point here is just like, I just said I was gonna stop talking about him, but just like Carl makes sense of the world through his many collections, what has really clicked for me and what I've come to realize is because through different artwork, through different people writing guidebooks, through different, especially like oracle decks that can go any which way they want to go, you can be given so many experiences just within a set of cards. You can be taken to so many different places, be put in so many different shoes of other people by looking at their creations or looking at just someone else's favorite deck. Like, it can just be so transportive, and I think a lot of us who really love to experience different decks, like, I think you'll know what I'm talking about, where it feels so transportive. I realize that because decks do this, it's like in just one collection, I am able to use that collection to make sense of my world, which is why I think tarot and oracle is something that clicked for me so instantaneously, and also, like, I started collecting so instantaneously, and I started collecting decks, like, even, like, just before I even knew TarotTube was even a thing. And then, you know, being introduced to, or discovering TarotTube really just through realizing that people do walkthroughs and you can see the whole deck before you buy it, which was awesome. Through discovering that, it, like, completely opened up the world to then now I can listen to other people just talk about these decks, and I can notice new things that I might have not noticed before, or, like, maybe that I wouldn't have read. And since starting on that, however many years ago now, it's like tarot and oracle decks and collecting them has been my main line of, I can't think of another phrase, so I'm sorry I keep repeating it, but just really making sense of the world around me and how I interact with others and just things going on that just don't come to me naturally. I wish I could think of solid examples of this, but I did write down bullet points to kind of go deeper into this. So, in terms of just like this idea of just like making sense of the world, so something that okay, I wanted to show you all oh, my voice. First time I'm speaking today. My new pride and joy. I got a new bag. So, I guess to preface, do I need to preface? No, but I'm going to, because I wanna. I've never really been a bag person. I had like a few purses growing up. Did I use them? Not really. And now I've got like the same, I've got these two purses I've had since high school, like just little crossbody ones that I have to use if I need it or if I feel like I need it, but I've never really been a bag person. And I've had a few bags that I use for work or like backpacks, but not anything, to write home about. Usually just random tote bags like those ones you get for free sometimes, or again, like backpacks. So, I was inspired by my older sister for Christmas asked for a like regular purse from a brand called Portland Leather Company. I had never heard of it, and it was such a pretty bag, and it has that like, I don't know what kind of leather they use. I know a lot of places now use that like vegetable leather, but regardless, like that it is leather, so it's got that smell. And something I've always really liked about leather is the way it's like, the more kind of used and abused it is, kind of the cooler it looks. Like I think the word is patina. I think it's the patina. I don't know, but I think it's really neat. And so then I was browsing on their website, and they have these huge, they have these big tote bags with a zipper, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's it. That's the one. It's like the first time I've really felt like excited about a bag. I was like, that'd be good for work. I could use it also just as like an everyday bag. An everyday bag for me would be a work bag. Anyways, long story short, they have a section called I think it's like Almost Perfect or something, where if there's any sort of like little scratch somewhere, they put it in that section and it gives a discount. I know that's where my sister got hers, so I was looking there. But for the tote bag I wanted, it was still quite a bit of money. So I was like, okay, we'll just save up for it. No worries. But then I go to eBay and I find one that someone bought. It was brand new. They hadn't used it in just about the color I wanted. But now that I have it, I'm glad I have this color and not the one I thought I wanted. Anyways, but it was like half of the price. Truly exactly half of the price. Oh my gosh. And so I got her. She's been here. But the thing I wanted to do was to just decorate it with so many keychains. I wanted to jingle. So that's what I've done. Okay, let's flip her around. Here she is. Oh my gosh. So pretty. It's so funny too, because it doesn't look like it's a gigantic, maybe here it does, but like in person it doesn't seem like it's some giant tote bag, but it fits so much. Okay, and here's my keychains. I spent a good part of my Saturday a few days ago with, you can get printable shrinky dink paper. I had no idea that existed. Then I found out, bought it and then bought these little like charm keychains and printed so because I was like on the hunt for these specific characters I wanted keychains of, but then I saw this and I was like, oh my gosh, I could just make my own. So we've got Hamtaro, Lumpy Space Princess, got a Tamagotchi, Caro, so cute. But then I also I've got this Cloud, and then I've got this little mushroom girl. Oh, it's so good. It fits literally so much stuff in here. I love it. Hello! Okay, this is very random. Random check-in, but I was at a bridal shower today, so I'm a little tired. I think okay, so I've been doing this thing where, well, no, I shouldn't say this is like what I'm doing. However, it lined up it often lines up this way, so I feel like I'm subconsciously doing it, and it's something that I've discovered is fun and kind of works. Anyway, because very social things often make me nervous, and I don't prefer it. So bridal shower is very social. And so I ordered, there's a mass market deck I've been eyeing, wanting to try. And so I ordered it, again, not on purpose, but it's one of those things that I've noticed when it lines up, it really excites me. So I'm like, again, like I was saying, like, do I do it on purpose? Or should I? Anyway, I knew I was gonna be feeling just tired today when I got back. So I ordered it knowing that it would come while I was at the bridal shower and be here when I got back. And it's just kind of fun, kind of helping. Don't know if I'm Pavloving myself that way, but maybe, and that's okay. I think that's fine. Ordering decks to arrive when you know you're gonna have like something, like I have to do something that's not that easy, because it's one I was gonna get anyway, but I kind of like, it feels like I kind of waited to order it. Okay, anyways, it's the Mystic Cats Tarot. I haven't seen this, and then I was looking at Artisan Tarots, like the new decks they had on their site, and I saw this and I was like, excuse me. It's from Sterling Ethos. So I ordered it on Amazon, and like I said, came while I was at that bridal shower. I just got home. I'm feeling tired, but also excited about this. So here it is. What I wanted to do right now, just for fun, is pairings. So let's find, here's one of the pairings I have, but it's standard tarot size. It's like smaller but wider. And it's on like this somewhat glossy cardstock, but it was so unexpectedly amazing to shuffle. Let me show you. It's because it's shorter, so it's easy to grab, but when I was flipping through it, I was like, no way this cardstock is flexible. Look at this. So flexible, so fun. We need to find pairings. I'm obsessed. So it's definitely a pip style deck. You'll see more of it in my new deck digest next month, but I really want to find pairings because it's so cute. It's just cute and it's fun and it's, I don't know, I didn't even read the box. I just came right to doing this. Let's see. Tarot is a tool to help you better understand your intuition. The cards in Mystic Cats Tarot can provide guidance and direction, helping you answer simple questions like, should I get a cat? And bigger questions like, should I get multiple cats? With traditional archetypes re-envisioned as happy planets, crying blobs, froggy chalices, and kitties of all shapes, sizes, and colors, your mystic moments will be full of aha, not to mention awe, and heck yeah, and yes times 10. It's just happy and fun. It's not like Marseille style, but it's pip. So that's something to note, I guess. But the pairing ideas were not coming instantly, but I really just want to find pairings. So this is the Blooming Lovelies. And I feel like this already, this is making me so happy. Okay, look at the frog cup. Are you kidding? Oh, excuse that, noise. I must have had Discord open on my laptop. I'm just going aesthetic right now. How cute is this? I don't know if you can hear Paul in the background. Apologies if you can, but I'm not usually... He's a loud talker, and often, if you see like weird cuts in my videos, it's probably because he is walking around talking by accident. Doesn't know I never announce I'm filming, which is on me. So that's the only thing is like time I'll edit, but I'm not gonna edit it out of this. Oh my god, look at this. Your tale deserves to be told with the Magician and Seven of Cups. The swoopy sky punk wins the chips. Page of Pentacles and Wheel of Fortune. Okay, this totally works, right? I love it. Oh, it's so cute. I'm even like more pleasant. It was fun to shuffle. There is nothing like a deck that is good to shuffle as well. All right, I never put a tie on this Blooming Lovelies bag. Like, it's made out of this beautiful yarn, and yet no tie. And now it's the sort of thing where it's like, it's almost been so long, I've had this deck so long that I'm like, this is how it's gonna exist forever, just open and freewheeling. I don't know. Okay, I wanna try the Wild Whiskers deck. I think this could also be kind of fun, since it's got the black backgrounds, but it's got color. I thought it might break it up a little bit instead of being like so much color. Yeah, I was right. That's cute. Oh, this is so fun. I feel like, okay, I feel like you all are gonna be like, absolutely excuse me when I say this, but I have I have a lot of cute decks. I don't feel like I have a ton of cute oracles. If you are like screaming right now, being like, you literally have this, let me know. But I just now like looking through, you know what? I bet you a lot of it is just in my storage chest for like spring and summer. That's probably it. But this is cute. I like this. I like the combo. Okay, cool. Cool. That's fun. Top. Where'd the top just go? Oh, right there. Okay, this, I want to try this. Bad Girl Oracle. I just think this would be funny. Funny to put with this very, like, innocent, cute deck. But it's got the flat colors. Do I like that? Oh, so sorry. So sorry. No, wait, no, I don't. No, I think maybe I like it. I need to go through into my storage bin that's got like my really colorful decks. I'm thinking that's where, ooh, wait a second. I don't think I like that, by the way. Let's do this first. I've got Compendium of Constellations. I think this... Okay. I got interrupted. I don't remember what I was saying about this. Oh my gosh. Sorry if that was so loud. It is the next day now. Because... I like this though. Whatever I was saying yesterday, I'm sure it just was that I like it. I like how the colors are working. Cool. Alright, I did go digging into my tarot bench. And I feel like I'm kind of lacking in like really cute oracles. Now this could be a little skewed because I did, at the beginning of the year, I did kind of go through my decks, and anything that didn't feel like it was really exciting me, I put it away in a storage bin for now because I was feeling a little overwhelmed. Yeah. Really what it was is we were having people over. And for New Year's. So I needed to tidy. And I don't know, the decks felt overwhelming. Or really what it was is I think I was overwhelmed with the idea of having people in my space, and so it made me feel better in the moment to kind of put a good amount of my decks away. So it kind of just made it easier to tidy. And so really it was just anything that didn't feel exciting to me. So I don't have those back out yet. So it could be that there's some stuff in there. I don't know. But I did take out dirt gems, because I think this could be cool. Ooh, already I'm liking that color combo happening. Oh, I like this a lot. Yes. It's a big yes from me. How cute. Oh, I'm so obsessed. I'm so obsessed with this tarot. Oh my gosh. If you have any other pairing suggestions, let me know. This was fun. This was fun to just sit and play with a new deck. I'm very, very pleased. Oh, okay, I think this might be my favorite pairing I've found so far. But yeah, I'm gonna take, oh, I just can't with little frog faces. I'm gonna take a gander around for some, like, sickeningly cute oracles. That's what I want. It must be out there somewhere. Just gotta find it. Because I do have cute ones. Like, I've got the Field Guide to Garden Dragons, but it doesn't feel like that's gonna match with this, you know? I want something in this style. So yeah, I don't know. I'll be on the search. Hello. I just got home from work, and I am currently catching up on Dawn Michelle's Enchanted Library membership practice. I have fallen, not crazy behind, but a little bit behind. Time has been quite the illusion as of late. I don't know. Things are feeling a little heavy right now, not gonna lie. We are 2 days past the official inauguration in the US. Eek! That's... I was gonna say that's all I'll say, not in terms of, like, I don't want to talk on it, but I think, what else is there to say? You know? Just one of those, how much more is there to say? So anyways, I feel like it's a mix of that. It's a mix of not knowing what to do in terms of certain social medias, because I feel that sense of justice strongly in terms of, like, not wanting to support certain things, but then at the same time, change is so hard for me, you know, and, like, I have such routines around social media, which I know sounds so crazy, and I feel like a lot of times social media gets very, very, there's negative talk about it most of the time, and now there's negative talk about this in, like, a different way, which I am like, yeah, but I create routines around it in terms of, like, I really love documenting things. I think for me the biggest thing right now is, I mean, my favorite social media is YouTube. No qualms there. Love it. At least, you know, right now. But I really love Instagram, because I love taking photos, and I love sharing my photos and having this, like, personal account where I can, like, see all my photographs. I don't know, I love it. And so I'm currently having a little bit, I think I'm just feeling sad. I think that's what it is. I'm feeling sad about the fact that, like, there's not really a good answer right now for not really wanting to support Meta, really. But also there not being a super good alternative. Because I know there's one for Twitter now, which I am on. I'm on Blue Sky now. I'm getting my bearings, because I was not a I've never been a Twitter user. So, yeah. But I love photos. I love sharing photos, and I think that's, like, I just love Instagram so much. And so, I'm not, like, beating myself up for being on there, but I think it's this thing of, like, because I also feel, like, this sense of justice around it. Even if I, like, tell myself, like, yeah, no worries, like, fine for right now. It doesn't, like, I can't get myself to feel that way. Like, it doesn't feel good anymore. I think that's the thing. So, yeah, I came home today. That's how I'm feeling about it. So I remembered, I was like, oh my gosh, I have Dawn Michelle's practice to catch up on. That's gonna make me feel good. And also, I've gotten in some really cool mail. You all are gonna have to buckle up for my new deck digest the first week of February, because I don't know what happened this month. It just, a lot of stuff has come in, or like decks I've been like waiting on to release or waiting to come back did. So, yeah, first off, the Craft Felt Tarot came in yesterday, but I opened it this morning, did a full walkthrough, which could be up by the time you're seeing this. If not, it won't be long. Wow. I mean, I've only had this unboxed for a matter of hours, and most of those I was at work. But you know when you get a deck and it's like, oh, this is gonna be the thing for a little bit. And then I just got in a package of one of my favorite artists, Annie Stegg. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. I just admire her artwork, and I have just followed her on Instagram for years just to see her artwork. She hasn't had like anything to do with like the tarot universe, and then randomly all of a sudden she, like, at least where I hadn't seen anything, because I just follow her on Instagram, Oracle deck. Oh my gosh. And I was like, are you kidding me? And then it was only a few weeks and she was like, here it is, you can buy it now. I guess I assumed there was gonna be like a pre-order process. No, there was not. So she just came in, and oh my gosh, it came with this little letter. Hello? I wanna like, oh, I did it. I preserved the sticker. Yes. Oh, she's got the most beautiful handwriting. I mean, that makes so much sense, doesn't it? Cool. Oh, it's a little coupon. Look at the card it comes with, though. How beautiful. Her art is just like the dreamiest thing in the whole world. I am so excited about this. 44 cards. Yeah. So I'm not gonna do a walkthrough of this one. I just want to open it. Oh, I thought someone just came home. No. Yeah, I just want to open it. Is that weird to just be doing on camera right now since you can't really see it? Whatever. Whatever. Oh, gorgeous. Okay, here it is without the plastic on it. It's called the Sacred Wood Oracle. But even if I'm... Okay, let me finish my thought. I interrupted myself. You'll see more of it in the new deck digest. And if you would like a full walkthrough, let me know. But like, hello? Okay, so it's a magnet. Okay. All right, Annie. Coming out with your first deck and you just... The quality. Hardcover book. Annie. As if I, like, personally know her. Okay, so each card you get a message about the creature and then extended message. Ooh, I didn't even say what this is. Oh, because there isn't like a... I saw this, like, I think 6 a.m. right when I woke up. No, it was not. I don't typically... This is not a flex. I typically don't go on my phone right away when I get up, but it's only because I need to start my routine immediately upon opening my eyes. And that involves me having my sit, and then I will check. Anyways, so this must have been I wasn't sleeping. And so I saw it in the wee hours of the morning and immediately bought it. Didn't even look what it was because I was like, yeah, I'm gonna want that. Okay. So the Sacred Wood Oracle was lovingly crafted from 44 of my original oil paintings, each inspired by the beauty of nature, the richness of folklore, and the depth of mythology. Oh, okay, so there's not a certain theming there. Well, that's the theming. Nature, folklore. Ah! Oh my god. I am excited. Oh, my hands have lotion on them now. Oh my gosh. Are you even kidding me with this? See, I always am like, I'm not gonna do a walkthrough, but then something comes at it, and it's like the art is so beautiful that I'm like, how dare I keep this to myself? Rats. Do I need to... I don't know. Okay, so usually I shouldn't say don't. I always kind of seem to have walkthroughs I'm doing, but for a while it kind of felt a little bit like pulling teeth with myself, even though it's like I love the experience of doing them. For some reason, getting myself to do it for quite a while was like, no. I would so much rather do like other videos. And now I'm just like going through this moment of the opposite where it's like, this is what feels doable, doing just walkthroughs, and it's like getting to talk about them out loud. So usually I try to do with my videos like I do 2 videos a week for the most part, and I try to do a walkthrough and then another tarot video. Sometimes it'll be like 2 like just whatever tarot videos, but I very rarely do 2 walkthroughs in a row. Just, I don't know. Just because I don't. But if you start seeing that, that might be why, because I'm backing up a lot of them. So yeah. Ugh, maybe I should do that. I don't know. I don't know. I think, you know what, we're gonna do what I set out to do first, because I'm really enjoying this practice and I want to be caught up on it. So that's what I'm gonna do. That's the update. That's the update. I've got some cool mail. Oh, also too, the prototype, or the it's not even a prototype. This is like a full-fleshed copy, I believe. It seems very full-fleshed. The Pink Sugar Oracle. Yes! Going up on Kickstarter the first week of February. This I will have a walkthrough of. I already filmed it. I love it so much. It's so good. Yeah, so like so many exciting decks. What I'm very pleased about too is like this and this. I'm excited about both, and they totally pair up well. This one goes a whole different vibe, but this feels like both of them. It's like my 2 different usual vibes, and I'm so excited. So excited. So yeah, that's the update. All right. It's that time to get into favorites from the month. We're gonna start with the random favorites. And actually I just thought of another one, so let's just do that now. Whee! So with the start of the year, I've gotten very into new journaling practices. And so, well, I guess we should start with that I have been loving so much. I have my first ever Hobonichi Cousins, first of all. Well, you would have seen all this in this video. It's so hard to remember the things that I even talked about. The cover, I know. Obsessed. This has just been bringing me so much joy. Journaling a page every day, getting to be creative with it. I have been having so much fun, truly so much fun, and I think I might do a flip through at the very, very end. So after I've done my usual sign off after we look at the decks, if you are interested, I'm gonna put a flip through of this, just a quick one, since I guess it is kind of somewhat personal, but I'm really proud of it, so I want to show it. So much fun. Anyway, so I've really gotten into the whole shebang somehow even more than I was before. But something that I really wanted was I didn't have any sort of pencil case because I was never bringing any of my journaling supplies with me since I was always just doing my tarot journaling. And so I really wanted some sort of pencil case, and I came across these. I think I saw someone post a picture. It was probably on Instagram, but it is this Japanese like steel box brand called Toyo, and they make these little boxes. I don't really know what they are meant for. I think it's meant for anything you would like, but I saw it on it was like an art journaling account, and they take the most gorgeous pictures where they have like their journal page they just did, and then like this filled with like just beautiful items. But I saw that and I was like, oh my gosh, would that be so much fun as my pencil case, because it's the perfect size. And it kind of reminds me of in elementary school we had those like thick plastic pencil cases. Like it wasn't, you could get a soft bag, but pretty much everyone had these like thick plastic ones because I think they just were, I don't know, they were cheap and they were good, they lasted. And that's what this really reminded me of. And so I got the red one. I love it so much. And in here, I just keep any sort of journaling supplies I'd like to keep with me. I've got 2 pens that I use in the Hobonichi. I have found that, and again, if I'm repeating myself, I'm so sorry. I'm sure I repeat myself every single month in these wrap-ups because I just can't remember. But anyway, it's the Platinum Preppy pens with the carbon black ink cartridge. Doesn't bleed through, dries super fast on the Hobonichi, highly recommend. I have that in fine, and then I got another Kawiko Sport because I have one in burgundy with a broad nib because that's what I really like in my Archer and Olive journals. But anyway, one of my favorite pens, Kawiko Sport. I got another one in extra fine. I wanted to see how that would go, and I've been really liking that too. Right now I just have in it the ink that it comes with is just blue. Oh no, I knew I should have plugged my camera in. Hold on. Eek! Clanking, clanking. Jeez Louise. Someday. I love every time to play a game with myself of like, no, there will be enough battery. No worries. There never is. Anyway. I've just got the blue ink that comes with it. Working really well. But this one I plan to fill with either, I do have some full-size ink bottles now, or samples of ink. This I plan to like have be like my color, and then this one is just always gonna be the black pen. So yeah, got that. I've got this little ruler with like stencils, 2 highlighters, mild liners, yellow and green. Those are my favorite ones. Sticky notes. I don't know, just a lot of random stuff. I've got a chapstick. I do have bubbles. Seemed important. Anyway, this is just like any sort of thing that I would want for this journal, but again, the purpose of the pencil case, because I do bring this to work. I don't always do something in it at work, but sometimes I do. But, so this is a combo of things I like using in my Hobonichi, but also, you know, like with the chapstick and bubbles. Bubbles are anytime, any place, but stuff I would want at work. So I put this always in my bag when I get to work, goes on my desk. It's perfect, and I love it so much. That's a big favorite. Well, let's just keep going with the journaling stuff then, because I think I just have one other thing to go with it, and it is sticker sheets in general, really. I joined Sticky Club because what I have been doing, you'll see if you would like, at the end, is picking a sticker sheet every day, unless I really, depending, because sometimes I really do like a long form journal, if that's what I'm feeling like. But if I don't have a ton to say, I'll pick a sticker sheet that kind of goes along with whatever my favorite part of the day was, or sometimes nothing really happened that day and it's just a sticker sheet I like. And I don't know, something about it has been, I just love it so much. I knew I love stickers, but I don't think I realized how much joy it would bring me to just like use up a whole sticker sheet. Also healing, because I was absolutely, like the kind of kid, teen, and adult fully who like hoarded stickers, like saved them. I never stuck stickers to anything because I had this fear around it being a one-time use thing. And this is really healing that. I will say, of like, I'm using it to create something I really enjoy and like feels beautiful to me. Love it. Side note, sidebar, what's been really fun is when I was home, or I was at my parents' house for the holidays, my childhood desk is still there, and a lot of stuff has already been cleaned out, but like the top drawer that has like the pencils and stuff in it has pretty much stayed the same. And in the back, I found a bunch of these little sticker sheets that I knew, when I saw them, I was like, oh my gosh, this was my sticker hoard of like, I can't stick these to anything, eek. And so I took them, and I haven't used them yet because they're kind of small stickers, but I'm excited to finally stick them to stuff. Anyway, my next, this favorite is, oh my goodness, Sticky Club is definitely a favorite, but I came across these sticker sheets from a shop called the Kidult. It's like kind of mashing together kid and adult, Kidult Factory. I'll put a link below. They have so much stuff. It's all, I think Japanese stationery, question mark? And so much beautiful stuff. But I came across this certain brand that they carry. And so instead of scrolling through everything, I just became obsessed with this like character that this one brand does. So I just searched that in their website. It's a brand called Danchoo, Danchoo. And they make these sticker sheets with these little brown-haired girls that are so adorable. This is a pizza one. And so, of course, after much agonizing, I placed an order for so many of them because they were having a sale at the time. And so look, there's the Alice in Wonderland one. And oh my gosh, it's like, you can never think that like just a sticker sheet could bring you so much joy, but they really do. And this store was so nice, and they noticed that I bought completely from this one brand, and so nice to begin with that they did put, I don't know if it's something they always do or they were having a sale because they were moving, so I don't know if it's an every time thing or if they were like, oh, we can like kind of have less stuff to pack, I don't know. But they threw in like some extra goodies, and so they definitely noticed that I was loving this brand, and so the extra, like they put in these gift sticker sheets, and they were just more of the sticker sheets that I bought. So like this one wasn't one I initially picked out that they sent. I got this little pistachio one. Oh, they're so cute, and I just thought that was so nice. Do we need to say, I just want to show you all of them. Gardening, baking, look at this, oh my gosh, this is like a sunny day one. Oh, they're so cute. And so I just have been having so much fun using these. These are especially good for days when I don't really have anything to write, because these are bigger stickers. They really do fill up a page if you use the whole sheet. And with these, that's usually my goal. So that has been a huge favorite. Again, if you want to see the flip through at the end, you'll see how some of them, the ones I used, look. Ugh, I love those. I love those. Okay, so next random favorite thing is I've gotten really into hair care this month, but in the way of getting back into, how do I want to word this? There is a woman that I follow on TikTok who is a trichologist, which is truly a hair scientist. Let me find her name. Oh. I just opened my TikTok to find it. Let me find her so I can share her name. But I've been really liking her videos. Her name, it's Abby Young. That's her profile. She's on other social medias too. I believe she's on YouTube. I will try to remember to link her YouTube because actually I should subscribe to her YouTube. But I love her videos so much, and she really talks a lot about how just like drugstore products are actually, like, there's a lot of drugstore hair care that is really awesome for your hair, really just good. And my hair is something I feel like I don't know if I would say struggled with, but I have had trouble managing it. I have hair that just, it can basically be a lot of different kinds of hair textures depending on what I use and what I put in it. And so it's a little confusing to me as to like what is my hair texture, because sometimes it's wavy. If I put something like gel in it, it can be curly. But then like sometimes it looks pretty straight. It's confusing to me. And so this has been really like kind of, I've just been really enjoying getting into this, and especially since she really promotes, again, like these drugstore products and can really get into the science of it. I think that's what I find so interesting, because I think for a while, and again, I have no like certain opinion on it. I don't know much info personally, so take this as you will. But I know, and I can remember because I was like took part in this, I suppose you could say, but there was a real like silicone and sulfate in your hair care is the worst thing in the world. And it's really interesting to hear her talk about how that isn't the case. Like when you look at the science of it, it's so interesting. Anyway, so it got me back to using drugstore products. I wasn't using high-end products. Let's not get crazy. But you know what? For a while I have been using drugstore products, but just not the right ones for me. And so I have pretty much like, this month was a real big month of like, I was used up my old stuff, and so needed to repurchase like shampoo, conditioner, things of that sort. And so was going off of her recommendations, and my hair has just never felt better. And even beyond the products, just her tips and tricks for like things to do and not do with your hair, so amazing. Truly so amazing. And so two particular favorites, which one of them, this a leave-in spray that I have, I was so proud of myself because I had it before I found her videos, and then I found her videos, and this was like one she really recommended, and I'm like, oh my, I really did that. Anyway, I got a new hairbrush. I couldn't tell you the last time I got a new hairbrush, but I've never really gotten like I don't know, I've never paid attention to what I have, because previously I have, and I still have it, it's one of those wet brushes, and I would brush my hair in the shower because I just thought that's what was best for my hair. Turns out that might not be the case, so I've stopped doing that. But I got one of the Denman brand brushes. I guess I could have looked up which one this is, but it's this like rectangular paddle brush. Before I bought that, you could not have convinced me that like it really mattered. And not that I necessarily feel like it matters, not in that intense way, but I should say I wasn't convinced that different brushes would really do something different, but the way this detangles my hair so effortlessly, there's no yanking or pulling, oh my gosh, like it's amazing. It's amazing. So that's been a big favorite. And then the leave-in product I've been really, really loving is this L'Oreal Everpure Moisture 21-in-1 spray. This is my second bottle, so that's how you know. I've been really just loving, honestly, hair care, skincare. I feel like I've just finally figured it out, you know what I mean? Because truly, so many of the products I've been using, I am on like second or third bottles of, where historically when I finish something, I used to always try something new because there was always something where I was like, I don't know about that. But it's like, I feel like I've gotten it down. So if anyone is at all interested in like the full scope, let me know. I didn't want to like get so into this stuff here since I know most of you are here for tarot, but love this stuff. Hair care routine, skincare routine in general are also favorites. So, okay, let's get into the video games and then the books, and then we will get into decks. So, my favorite video games from the month, number one has to be, I started really getting into Cult of the Lamb this month. It's one that I bought a few months ago and started, but then just, I don't know, something must have been going on where I just wasn't really playing it, but my friend McKenna started playing it and was talking to me about it, and I was just like, you know what, I bought the game. Let me try this again because she's having so much fun, and oh my gosh, I am obsessed. I love it so much. It's so much fun. It's one of those games where it's like, I was sitting at work and I just was thinking about it because I was like, I just want to go home and play it. Like, why am I sitting here when I could be playing Cult of the Lamb? Like, that's the kind of obsessed I've been. So much fun. And then the other game is I got back into Disney Dreamlight Valley, which has been really fun because my sister's been playing it a ton. And when I saw her last weekend, we played it together. Not like together like co-op, but we both had our separate switches and we're playing side by side, and it was really so much fun, and I've also now been obsessed with that. So those are the video games. Let's get out my new reading journal. I don't know if I showed this at all. I think I might have, but this is my new, it's just an Archer and Olive, so I'm doing my own reading journal this year. Oh, I showed this in my planner video. That's where it was. So let's see, I read, no. Oh my goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 books. That's crazy for me. I don't know if I've ever done that. 6 books. One of them was a short story, so I guess short stories count. But in the realm of like, how did I do that? I'm gonna say 5 1/4, right? So the first book I read was The Crimson Road by A.G. Slatter. This comes out February 11th. So a few of these books were advanced readers copies that I was able to read, and I really, really, really loved this. If you are a fan of kind of like darker fantasy, this one, it was minimal romance. Like, there was a little bit of like a subplot of that, but not much at all. So if you're kind of just looking for like a good, darker fantasy, I think you'll really like this. There were vampires, but there was vampires in a very different way than I have seen in the other books I've read. You know what? Part of this is I did write the little description, if not just part of the description. So why don't I read that instead of being worried about spoiling? But no. Description. Okay. Until the day Hedrick, I can't read my own handwriting. Hedrick Zenner dies. Violet thinks she's free. A rich young heiress with a world of possibilities in front of her. Then, to her horror, Violet learns that her father planned to send her into the Darklands, where Leech Lords reign. Where Violet's stillborn brother was taken years ago after Hedrick told him... I'm so sorry, I can't read my own handwriting. That's terrible. Where Violet's stillborn brother was taken years ago after Hedrick sold him to a man bearing the mark of the mysterious anchor hold. I give this one 5 stars. I thought it was really so awesome. So, highly recommend. And then the next book this was the short story. It was The Wood at Midwinter by Susanna Clarke. I gave this one 3.5 stars. I think it's one that I thought it was really interesting, but I did, like, when I finished it, I felt like I needed to look up interpretations and stuff, you know, because I think it's meant to be very metaphorical, symbolic. I think possibly if I was reading this with a book club, maybe I would have rated it higher, but regardless, it was really interesting. It's 60 pages, so description. 19-year-old Miraudis Scott is an unusual girl. She can talk to animals and trees, and she is only ever happy when she is walking in the woods. One snowy afternoon, out with her dogs and Apple the pig, Miraudis encounters a blackbird and a fox. As darkness falls, a strange figure enters their midst and changed the path of her life forever. It's really interesting. It was one that left me like, what just happened there? And then when I did look up the interpretations, very, very interesting. But yeah, I've never really read a short story before, like an adult one, so it was cool. Anyways, the next 2 were also advanced readers' copies. First one being The House of Frost and Feathers by Lauren Weisenbraun. I give this one 5 stars. This one doesn't come out till June, but really good. And honestly, because it was, well, no, I think you could read this anytime, but I did, just given it's a folkloric fantasy because it is loosely based on Baba Yaga, and so I just associate that figure with winter. So anyways, Marisha's time is running out. She's already lost her family to the sleeping plague, and she fears she'll be next. Penniless and desperate for protection, Marisha is forced to accept a job as apprentice to the notorious Coldonia, the sorceress Baba Zima. I really, really, really liked this story. It was one that I read it decently quickly. I loved every character we learned about, every storyline that was involved. It just was so good, and there was like twists and turns of things I wouldn't have expected. Loved it. Next up, The Winter Goddess, which was a story based around the story of the Kaliak. So again, another great winter read. This one though comes out March 11th. And so a goddess is cursed to endlessly live and die as a mortal until she understands the value of human life. In this inventive, moving reimagining of Irish mythology. So our main character is Kaliak, and basically she does something to, like it says, get cursed to, like, she just continuously lives these lives kind of trying to be taught a certain lesson, and the story is broken up into her different lives, and we're like, you follow through, and she's put back in the same place each time, so it's like how the people around her evolve but have somewhat of this memory of the people she's around in each lifetime. It's so interesting. The ending was so amazing. Oh, I didn't even say House of Frost and Feathers I gave 5 stars. The Winter Goddess 4.5. Really good reads going on. Okay, down to our last 2. The next book I read is the next in my personal favorite middle grade series. It's a mystery. This is called The Lost Ones from the Moonwind Mysteries series by Johan Rundberg. This is a series that is, I always have to remind myself where this initially was put out. I want to say Sweden. Let's see. Where? I feel like I found this information very readily last time I tried to look. I want to say Sweden. I don't know. It's award-winning in the country it was initially published in, actually a few years ago now, but it is now being translated into English, and the series is slowly coming out since 2023, and I love this series so much. So this one is, the main character is Mika, so Mika will do what it takes to make sure there are no more lost ones, and to bring the infamous killer, the Dark Angel, out into the light. So this is the third in the installment, and it was really cool because it kind of does a callback to the first book. The Dark Angel shows up in the first book, so that was really cool. I gave this one 4 stars. Honestly, I recommend the series. I won't go more into it because it's the third one in the series, but if you haven't read it, recommend. Last but not least was my book club read for the month. We read The Wedding People by Alison Espach. I gave this one 3 stars. Personally, I didn't love this one. I think that's really all I have to say. I thought the lessons in it were... I think the thing was like I could see how it was inspiring. I think I just didn't personally connect to it. Anyways, description. A propulsive and uncommonly wise novel about one unexpected wedding guest and the surprising people who help us start anew. I thought it was, yeah, I gave it 3 stars though. I thought, I read it, it was a 384 page book that I read in like 4 days. So clearly I was captured. I wanted to know what was going on, but yeah, not probably my least favorite read from the month, but still good. Yeah, okay, so that was my books from the month. Clearly quite a big reading month for me. We'll see how next month goes because my video gaming came in more towards the end of the month and I'm really enjoying that, so I don't know. But that's what I got for this, so let's turn the camera around and get into the decks from the month. Okay, let's take a look at what my favorite pairings were for this month. Really, I think I've been saying this for the past few months in a row, but it is really so interesting to me to see how just my style of choosing decks has shifted a little bit, where I've always worked in pairings, but typically I don't really do any sort of like picking out decks for the month. I kind of have ones that I just get focused on, but I really mix and match. However, the past few months I've noticed that it's more of a situation where I will find a specific pairing, multiple specific like deck pairs, and I do not mix and match, and it's just, that's what it is. So actually you'll see next month, in next month's wrap up, I decided to be intentional about it for February, where I picked out some pairs instead of just like having random decks. So I'm interested to see how that goes. Anyways, let's get into which ones are my favorites from the month. This will also be a little bit of a slight spoiler for my new deck digest because it was quite the month. Quite the month for getting decks in. Did anyone else feel like January was so long? Like some of these decks, I'm like, I would swear I had them for months, but they were on my list for new this month. Crazy. Anyways, first pair is the Lucky Potion Oracle and the Neopets Tarot, which was so exciting to me. I was so happy that I found something to like really go with this Neopets Tarot. And bringing this one out was really inspired by a sticker sheet I got from Mo Doodle's shop. They had, you can see I already used some, they had a Neopets sticker sheet. Oh my gosh. And so when I got that, I was like, okay, we gotta break out the Neopets Tarot, which I love. But I just didn't really have any kind of good pairing for it. Until this. Which I'm having so much fun with, by the way. Such a fun oracle deck. But wait until you see these together. Someday. Okay. Oh, we gotta zoom in. Okay, there we go. Something about the art style on these, I don't know, I just think they go so well. Like, look at these together. And I like I think what made me think of it, at least, one is I feel like I wanted this Lucky Potion Oracle because just seeing some images of it, I felt like it was going to go really, really well with a lot of my fandom decks, since they are pretty much mostly cartoon themed. But then also, thinking about the potions and just playing Neopets, if you're ever on Neopets, you'll know that there's a lot of different potions that you know, for all sorts of purposes. So it's a big thing in the game, is like all these cool different bottles and things like that. And so this deck kind of reminded me of that, which made me want to put them together. And I'm so glad I did, because I just think they work so, so well together. And also, I had so much fun. I really found that something I leaned heavily into this month was just some childhood nostalgia, and this really fit the bill for me. I used this combo a ton because I really love the straightforward keyword on this deck, but also I definitely did use the guidebook and the whole dice system with it, which so fun. But I liked the option that I could just take it for what it was. And then here, the guidebook on the Neopets Tarot is so amazing. I think whether you were a Neopets player or not, because they really, really give you the story of why, like, who this character is, why it connects to the card. I just think they did a spectacular job with that. So it's one of those things where if you were really into Neopets at any point, you'll probably recognize the characters, and then when you read the guidebook, you're like, oh yeah, like, I remember that part of the story. But if you weren't a Neopets player, it kind of fills you in. I think that's so fun. I love this card. I just think they went so well together. I'm certainly not putting them away. It's so funny. So I have, and again, you'll see next month, I have pairs picked out specifically for February, but then quite a lot of the pairs I was using last month, I just have on a second shelf, because I was like, I don't know, I'm not ready to put these guys away. And this, actually, a lot of these I'm showing are staying out, but this is certainly one of those. So that is the Neopets Tarot. Come on. And this is the indie edition, but there's a mass market edition, which I am somewhat certain is the same. Paired with the Lucky Potion Oracle. Loved those together. Okay, next up, more so starting from the beginning of the month, but I'm pretty sure this was a new deck too. Gosh, crazy, because again, I feel like I've had it so long. Anyways, not this first one. The Mildred Payne Secret Pocket Oracle. This is the Seance edition, paired with the Shakespeare Tarot, which this is new to me, and I've been loving so much. First of all, the backs, yes. I got this deck, why did I? I don't know, I like Shakespeare. I studied Shakespeare a bit in college, and I don't know, I always really liked it, and it was a deck I've always been curious about. And then, oh, you know what, I think it was on sale. And I'm so glad I got it. It was interesting, like this, the landscape layout of decks is always interesting, but what I discovered when getting this in and just trying it with a bunch of decks is I really like this landscape style deck paired with mini or pocket decks. Something about it like kind of just offsets it a little bit and makes it not so kind of clunky and overwhelming on the table. And so really there's quite a few decks that I enjoyed with the Shakespeare Tarot. I really liked the Antiquities of Magic Oracle with it. I think the like standard Mildred Payne Secret Pocket Oracle was great. The mini version of the Sacred Threads Oracle was great. But something about the blue in this, I don't know, it's truly just pleasing to my eye. That's the only real reason that I kind of picked this one as the standout from the month. But I also really enjoyed how with this deck, the guide, it's from the creator Welkin Tarot, who made the Odyssean Tarot. There's the Beatles Tarot, Bob Dylan Tarot, I believe. And I have the Odyssean Tarot, and my friend Andy has the Beatles Tarot, so I don't know about the rest of them, but at least the ones I've seen or have experience with all come with these ginormous guidebooks. Like I just think it's the coolest thing how it seems to me like this creator gets like real into a topic and creates a deck out of it and like fills the guidebook just with all of the information they've learned, which is really fun and really cool. And so there's a lot to get into with this. So I really enjoyed, again, not only like the size juxtaposition, but also the fact that this deck is guidebookless. And so I really could focus in on this book, and then with this it's sort of like you make your own meaning. And so I'd get into the Shakespeare Tarot book, then look at this card and be like, okay, how does this object and sort of things I know about the object, my ideas of it, how does that fit into what I'm being told in the tarot? I just thought it was so cool. Really, really enjoyed it. Highly recommend. Oh yeah, that tripped me up because that's the box image, so I was like, wait a second, but that is the Ace of Pentacles, I believe. Yeah, really, really enjoyed this. That's the Shakespeare Tarot with Mildred Payne Secret Pocket Oracle. Again, this is the Seance edition, which I do not know the availability status of. I'll have links below, but this deck really did pair well with the standard edition, so if this edition isn't available, I will note that in my links. But again, the standard edition I thought matched well also. So yeah. Alright, next we've got, this is another new, I think only my last pair is the only one that didn't involve a new deck. So I got, again, truly buckle up for the new deck digest, probably coming out in a few days when you're watching this. Just one of those months where it's like a bunch of, like some Kickstarters came in, I bought some decks, and then got a bunch of decks for review. So it's gonna be a wild ride. So yeah, the last pair is the only pair that doesn't have a new deck. But anyway, this is one that I was sent for review, and I am loving so much. The Dream Song Oracle, specifically paired with Antique Anatomy. Something about the backs of this deck. We need to take a moment. Oh my gosh. This was one of those decks that were like, I don't know why I didn't, for my walkthroughs a lot of times, actually every single time, I film them as unboxings because that's just how I enjoy to do it. And I didn't for this one. It's one of those ones where I'm like, man, I wish I did just catch my reaction on camera, because I hadn't looked at anything about this deck other than the few preview card images to know that I wanted to review it. But are you kidding? So beautiful. I love the imagery of this deck so much. Excuse me, my voice is going. And I don't know, I was having a lot of ideas of what to pair it with, but ultimately I came down to, like, I think I really want to pair it with something a tarot that's a bit more pared down, so that the imagery on this kind of really stands out and is more so complicated, no, not complicated, complemented rather than complicated, if that makes sense. So when I pulled out the Antique Anatomy, it was just an instant win. It did exactly what I want, where it doesn't feel like either aren't part of the show. You know what I mean? It just feels like they really complement each other. I think that's what I really love about Antique Anatomy, is that it feels pared down, but it's not extremely so, with kind of the added florals and the fact that the details in there are really, really very purposeful. But again, like, I think because it's so illustrated in this oracle, usually when that happens, I really like there to be some white, or in this case, parchment space in the tarot. I just, look at this, like, that's so, sorry, I keep tilting it up so I can see. Krista, we are filming. Anyways, beautiful, right? And this was this was like the first thing I pulled out to try with it. And to tell you, I haven't even like tried pairing anything else, because this was so breathtaking and beautiful and read well. I love it so much. I do want to, oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that. I do want to try pairing some other things, but at the same time, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? This is another one that I was like, I can't put this one away yet. I think it's so beautiful. I love the like folk art witchy feel that they give off together. Just so pretty. And it feels like a pair of decks that can take you through just the whole year. And I think because it's got that like cozy folk art feel, but then when spring and summer comes around, it's got the florals and the greenery. Oh, look at the colors. Oh, it's so good. It's so, so good. So that is the Dream Song Oracle. Paired with the Antique Anatomy Tarot. All right, we've got one more pair from the month that really stood out. And that, of course, is Seasons of the Witch Imbolc. We had to bring her out this month, paired with the Bestiary of Women. I really, really loved how these paired. And again, it kind of comes down to that folk art feel. It's something that I, over the last year, have discovered I just really, really enjoy. And the I say new illustrator, but I feel like they've been the illustrator for a long time, but like these secondary, no, that sounds bad too. I'm just gonna stick with new illustrator for these Seasons of the Witch decks. Definitely it gives off this folk art feel that I really like. And this Bestiary of Women also feels that way to me in maybe a bit of a different way, but I just thought these meshed so well with each other. And I think like with the Seasons of the Witch, I don't feel it has like a specifically like, I don't think it aims at a feminine lean per se, but I think if you want to take it to that place, it can go there, you know? And so paired with this Bestiary of Women, I really feel like it just adds this divine feminine element to this oracle. Or also to me, it kind of felt like with the Seasons of the Witch deck, it feels like it brings that, the magic and power and things of that sort to a personal space, like a grounded on earth personal space, where this brought in that divine element. So I really liked just, what's the term I'm thinking of? Conceptually, I really liked that. But then also, I just think they looked so nice together. I love this house mouse card. Right? And I think again, it's because we've got a more illustrated deck pairing with something that has some more white space. And now the Bestiary of Women is an interesting deck because it is a tarot, but I think there's 100 cards in here. So it's a tarot up to 78, and then you kind of just get extra goddesses in there that are not related to a tarot card. And so it's one of those that I think really can work either way. I wasn't pulling it in necessarily to get those tarot meanings. I more so was I just took it for what it was, really. But what I would do was I ended up getting the big Bestiary of Women hardcover book. And what this is it's all the goddesses in this deck, and it really goes into their stories. You get a full page of their story. But that's meant to be a book where it can be standalone. You don't need the deck for it, so it doesn't give you the tarot association in the book. So what I would do would be to read that story, and then I would still use this pamphlet to get that tarot association if I pulled a card that had one. I really enjoyed that method. Also, look at the backs together. I don't know, I really loved the whole vibe this gave off. And the Bestiary of Women is another one where it's not really stuck to a certain season. I think it is one that truly can carry throughout the year. And so what I'm really interested to try out is pairing this deck just with whatever season of the witch we're on. I think that would be really fun, and I think it would work beautifully. I'm curious though, because I know with this art style it works. With the two first decks done by a different artist, that's something I need to play with and see if that works, but regardless, the Samhain and Yule are ones that to me are also tied to the two holidays I do actually have specific decks for, with, like Halloween and Christmas. So if it doesn't pair with that, that's not a big deal, because probably I'd be focusing on those other decks anyway. But regardless, I love this so much. So that is the Seasons of the Witch Imbolc with the Bestiary of Women. And that, my friends, is all I have for you today. So as always, I'd love to hear anything exciting that happened this month. What is just making you feel good, really? I think we all could use a little bit of that right now. What decks were you using? Books you were reading? I want to hear it all. I like to know. But yeah, other than that, I'm having a great day so far, and I'll see you again very soon.